China did not prevail with regards to decimating Buddhism in Tibet. Tibetan Prime Minister Lobsang said Washington Tibetans have thwarted China's endeavors to pulverize Buddhism in Tibet with the assistance of about 30,000 friars and nuns taught in India who sneaked back to restore their way of life. Lobsang said, the pioneer of the Tibetan government in a state of banishment, has said. Sangay, the leader of the Central Tibetan Administration CTA, said the extremely target of the attack, the control of Tibet in some ways if not crushed, has been weakened in light of the fact that the Chinese believe that they would annihilate the Tibetan Buddhist civilization, subsequently acclimatize Tibet into China and Tibetan into Chinese. Yet, it didn't work. Since the 1980s, we have modified deliberately primarily by Tibetans inside Tibetan Buddhism has restored. Furthermore, our feeling of culture, civilization and personality has additionally been resuscitated in Tibet, Sangay said yesterday at an open occasion sorted out by the Heritage Foundation, an American research organization. He said an expected 30,000 Tibetans who were taught in India and sneaked once more into Tibet have resuscitated their civilization by backpedaling in the 1980s, when there was some social space in Tibet especially, and in China by and large. Tibetans revamped religious communities in Tibet and learned and corrected themselves with the assistance of a portion of the outcasts who were prepared and taught ministers and nuns, Sangay said. Buddhism has resuscitated. Tibetans in Tibet are not simply grasping Buddhism. Even the second and third era of Tibetans are particularly aware of their personality, he said. Document photograph of Lobsang Sangay AFP. But, he stated, the Chinese government is recklessly determined bound upon the demolition of Buddhism in China. The Communist Party ruled China is authoritatively skeptic, alluding to the continuous devastation of the Larangar cloister, the biggest Buddhist foundation in Tibet, which has about 12,000 friars and nuns. He stated, shockingly is going on that the Chinese government is restoring something like unto a social unrest in Tibet. He said the circumstance is same with different religious communities in Tibet, from where ministers and nuns are being removed. Along these lines and other severe approaches of the Chinese government, 149 Tibetans have submitted self-immolation, of which about 130 have kicked the bucket, he said. Sangay said the Tibetan government in a state of banishment debilitates self-immolation and furthermore noticed that not a solitary kind